Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 New Dawn run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're doing something very inadvisable and we're going to let a baby play with shurikens. We're going to try to get the bounciest possible run with a huge number of shurikens just bouncing all over the place, which should be really fun. I love this weapon and getting more of them is going to be great. Now, the Shuriken is not normally a very strong weapon for the baby, because it's a fairly low damage weapon, so it's bad at keeping you alive in the early game, which this character can struggle with. And it's a weapon that really wants to be at high levels, so the baby, which wants to buy a lot of copies of like, low-level copies of a weapon, typically doesn't do well with weapons that you want to get to higher levels, so shurikens can be a little challenging from that perspective. We'll go ahead and buy one here. I'm just going to ban the jelly right away. Helmet I'll leave in the pool, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to buy economy items, like this fertilizer, which is an amazing early find, and weapons. That's what we want in the opening pool. Now, for the baby, because our items are so cheap, we do want to buy items in the first couple shops, whereas most characters would only buy weapons. But we also want to make sure that we are rolling for and locking more weapons early in the run. I'm going to ban the boiling water here. So I have a choice. I could lock the claw tree, or I could roll and try to lock another shuriken, or I could just buy it. I think I'm just going to buy it here. We're fairly likely to find another shuriken next wave, or on our next reroll anyways, so just buying our items seems better. We also are not going to get a weapon slot this wave, because we already leveled up on wave 1, and you only gain 1 level in the first 2 waves on this character, usually. Although, actually, because we found the fertilizer, we did get another weapon slot, so that changed the math on that. But we did find a shuriken anyways. We'll take the fertilizer here, we'll ban the baby elephant. This can be okay in a shuriken build, because shurikens do random splash damage, baby elephant does random splash damage, so that can all add up, but we don't want to... We're going to have a hard time building luck on the baby, because we can't get it from the level up screen. And we don't want to spend money on things that aren't part of our core plan, so we're really going to focus on upgrading our weapons. We'll take the coupon here, we'll take the shuriken, and level that up to level 2. I'll lock the butterfly as well. Life Steal, of course, is going to be great in a shuriken build, and then we can lock both of these items, and that's I would say a pretty ideal start. Double fertilizer is a really nice one. A coupon works well with our discount to let us buy even more items. And we've also found really good weapon levels, so we're doing okay. The 3% extra crit chance that we got from the claw tree also works, of course, to give us more bounces, so that matters a lot. We did get 1 more weapon slot, which is great. So I will buy all of these items, and then we'll reroll. I will, again, level my shurikens here. I'm not sure if I want to ban level 2 items, or if I just want to focus all my bans on level 1 items for this character. I think I'm just going to reroll here. Losing crit chance hurts a lot when we're playing with shuriken builds. Now, we do have 50% base crit chance just sort of naturally, and it'll go up by 6 more because of the precise weapon tag as we gain more weapon slots. Melee damage is also really important, but I think we're going to pass on the goat skull. I'm gonna, I think, just ban both of these items and then take our reroll. I really want to lock another shuriken if possible, and finding more weapons is really important. So we'll take the weird food here. Now, metal, although we lose crit chance, is still just way too efficient to pass. It's very painful, of course, to lose critical hit on shuriken, which requires it for bouncing, but metal is just too efficient an item. Terrified Onion, I'm just going to ban. Because we're going to buy so many items on this character, I'm just going to use my bans really early in order to make our level 1 item pool as strong as possible, so that we can find exactly the items that we're looking for. a mastery or something like that would go a tremendous way towards making us stronger. Do I want to build Curse? I guess I do. I'll try to kill at least one of the Curse aliens here. There's some consideration for not getting any Curse, because that could keep the enemies weaker. But I think that finding cursed weapons and cursed items is a really good way to upgrade this type of character, so we'll try to do that. We'll take the bag. I guess I can buy the whole shop here, actually, which is great. Then we'll take a reroll. I will level my Shuriken, I think. If I do that, I can't reroll, so I won't be able to lock this Shuriken to fill out our weapon slot when we upgrade. But buying it right now means that we get another weapon to level 2. We also have guaranteed weapons in the next shop, so we're fairly likely to roll into another Shuriken anyways. So I'd like some more lifesteal. If we could get that to about 10%, that would be good. Any more crit chance that we could get, especially to offset the crit chance that we lost by buying the metal, would be great as well. But in general, we're in pretty good shape. You can see here that the mantis shrimp are pretty dangerous for a shuriken run, though. They make this a lot harder because they absorb our damage, and our damage is dealt in really small amounts, so losing out on any damage hurts a lot. Take the weapon slot here. We'll definitely take the bat. That gives us more lifesteal, and I'll just ban Gummy Berserker. Attack speed is really important, but losing armor is really bad, so we just can't afford to do that. We'll take the Shuriken here. Do I want Penguin? This is a way to get a lot of healing, so I think we'll buy it. Typically on the baby, your items are very cheap, so you should just buy most items that are relevant to the character. We'll take another Shuriken, so we've got that locked, and that's going to be very helpful as well. We also have maxed out our precise weapon tag, so we now have a decent chance of critting with every attack, which is great as well. So now I need, obviously, more weapon levels. Shuriken still just wants to level up quite a lot. We also need more melee damage. Piercing shot would go a long way as well, just to give us even more AoE. More armor and HP, of course, are very important, but we actually are pretty good on healing right now. Between Weird Food, Penguin, and 4% lifesteal, our healing is not bad. I don't think we're going to be able to kill that loot alien, but we might be able to get the curse alien, and we did get it. Cyberball, I guess I'll take it. I know I banned the baby elephant earlier, but this only costs 9 materials, so we'll pick it up when it shows up in a box. We'll go ahead and buy another Shuriken, and then Ugly Tooth is actually a good way to survive against elites. I'll buy the Alien Tongue for the free reroll. Knockback can also be pretty good on this character, because we're just hitting with a lot of attacks, so that can keep us alive a lot longer. We'll take the Ritual here. It's a great item for us. Ball and Chain, I would like to get my weapons to attack faster than the Ball and Chain minimum, so we're definitely not buying that. And we'll lock another Shuriken. Once we have a weapon locked, we're pretty happy, so let's go to the next wave here. If I could get cheaper rerolls, a Dangerous Bunny, or even a Spyglass, which isn't normally a good item, we would be very happy as well. One of the main expenses for us right now, because our items are so cheap, is just rerolling to find more items to buy. Really what we need, though, is more damage. Currently, I have very, very low melee damage, and that is reducing the damage output of my weapon significantly. We also have gotten no attack speed buffs. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to kill this walrus at all. This is a healer wave. Oh, actually we did. I said that and then it died. Okay, great. This is an amazing shop for us, because it gives us another Shuriken, a black belt, which gives us XP gain. So far, we've found no XP gain, which is keeping our character at very low levels. And we'll also buy this coil. Since I bought coil, do I potentially want barricade? Nah, it's still only 3% damage, but coil is a really nice find. It gives us a bunch of percent damage, which we need, and I already talked about how knockback can be pretty good for this character. We'll definitely upgrade our shurikens. We'll lock another one here, and I'll reroll once for 9. We don't need a feather. We're not going to build dodge on this character, and shuriken scales with melee damage, not ranged damage. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. That's why I've been talking about melee damage. I always get questions about that when I play a shuriken run, because it's a ranged weapon, but it is unique in that, well, not entirely unique, because javelin also, but it's unusual in that it scales with melee damage rather than ranged damage, because you're throwing it. Getting these bouncing shots, of course, very powerful. That cursed goblin shark is going to be pretty dangerous to us. And my single target damage is pretty low, so all these cursed enemies are definitely a challenge. But we're making a little bit of extra money because of them, so that helps a lot. This cake is an amazing find, actually. This is one of the items we're really just hoping to find a lot of, because my max HP is terrible. This character will always suffer from low maximum health, because you can't buy max health when you level up, and you don't level up as often, so you're not getting as much free max health. So the Broken Mouth is a great find. Bat, also a great find. That gets me to 10% lifesteal. Yeah, we're going to buy this entire shop as well. Again, it hurts to reduce my crit chance, but we'll be able to fix that, and the metal is just too good an item to pass. We'll buy Boxing Glove, and I'll lock the Small Fish. Increasing damage to high health enemies. This just increases our total damage output. Boxing Glove is a really nice find. We've actually ended up with 12 knockback, so our coil is doing really well. This wave, we can just bounce shots off the Hatcher, and everything else will get cleared out. I definitely need more damage and attack speed before the Horde wave, though, so that's what I'm really concerned about. When you're playing a run like this, where your damage is kind of just where it's really spread out, it basically is a question of whether your total damage output exceeds the total amount of enemy health that's showing up on the map. And currently, that's definitely not the case. You can see we're falling kind of behind in terms of our clear speed. We're not super far behind the curve, but we definitely need more damage so that we can stay strong enough that we can clear the Horde without being in trouble. A box will definitely help. Wow, Crystal is actually one of the best possible items. We have a ton of knockback and a bunch of... and we'll have a bunch of attack speed, and we have a lot of weapons. So we will actually be pretty good at not taking hits, and the crystal will give us a massive amount of attack speed. That'll increase our damage significantly. I'll still take the baby squid, even though this character levels slower and we have negative regen. It can still just give us a lot of regeneration. Eye patch is great. Piercing shots are really good for this character, and of course the crit chance is good as well. We'll take head injury also. We'll reroll here, and there we go. We get a level 3 Shuriken. Now, which of these do I want first? I guess the Shuriken will buy Claw Tree. Lock Tentacle. I'll lock the padding as well, and I will reroll for 18, because I'm really hoping to lock another weapon level. Alright, so that eye patch is another amazing find. That's piercing shots without having to worry about dealing with the sharp bullet damage reduction or anything like that. So we're going to be... That increases our AoE damage enormously. And of course we want to build crit chance anyways, so we're going to be using the eye patch all the time. So having 10% lifesteal gives us enough healing. I definitely would like to boost it to about 15% so we can heal extremely rapidly, because of course the faster we heal, the safer we are on this character. But I'd say right now we're just in very good shape, especially now that we found that eye patch. We'll take the weapon here, we'll buy another coupon. 3 coupons also makes our items so much cheaper. Tentacle is also going to be a ton of healing, so that's really nice as well. Here I will definitely take some melee damage. My melee damage is still very low. I'll buy another penguin. I don't want to reduce my lifesteal, so we'll pass on the plant. Decomposing flesh is interesting. So this character, of course, does not want to lose max HP, because we would no longer be gaining the free max health as we level up with Decomposing Flesh, but lifesteal is worth a ton. I think we will buy it. We'll just focus on finding some maximum health sooner. Here I'm going to lock this last Shuriken rather than buy it, because I want to always fill my weapon slots as soon as they unlock. Pocket Factory is very tempting, and I'm just going to buy it just for fun. I just love this item. It's not a particularly strong purchase here, but Pocket Factory is always really fun. We have a Lumberjack shirt already, so we've kind of got the combo online. And then I'm not going to reroll for 19. Gonna drink some coffee. Another thing that you shouldn't give to a baby, but we're not being very responsible here. This run is working out exactly as I had hoped, though. You can see just how many Shuriken shots we're getting, and everything on the map is just getting Shuriken bouncing on it, which is amazing. Have to clear these healer aliens. Again, our damage is really spread out, so the healers can undo our hard work really rapidly. We'll definitely take a weapon slot here. Okay, the Dangerous Bunny is a good find as well. Being able to reroll faster matters a lot. A Cursed Shuriken is also a great find, and the little muscly dude is, again, one of the best items we could possibly have found. Melee damage scaling is really important, even though we only scale with 30%, 34% on most of our Shuriken. Increasing the base damage on this matters a lot because it's usually going to hit 3 times, or even more times with piercing shots. So it's really important to find melee damage here. Another coupon is another good find as well, so we'll buy that. We'll lock this Shuriken. For 16, I'm going to reroll one more time. Okay, great. We'll definitely take these two. Alien Eyes we can pass on. We only have 40 max HP. We'll have a little more with the acid, but this Cursed Fin is another really excellent find. Maybe if I'd known that was showing up, I wouldn't have bought the Decomposing Flesh, but if we can get to like 20 or 30% lifesteal, we can heal up all the damage we take almost instantly, and that will be very nice as well. At this point, because I've built a little more damage, we have a cursed weapon, we have a few more weapons in general. I'm not that worried about the Horde Wave anymore. We're really overcoming the amount of damage that enemies are doing. Now that the cursed lampreys that just spawned definitely changed the math a little bit here, because they just add so much total HP. So I am gonna fall a little behind at the end of this wave. I'm gonna have to make a run for the middle of the map as the wave is getting closer to the end so that we can pick up these materials. And I'm probably not going to kill that loot alien. Yeah, so I probably shouldn't have even gone for it. I should have just gone to pick up the materials there, but I got a little greedy. I'll take the fin here. Another fin is really solid as well. Another Dangerous Bunny is a great find also. And then we'll buy all these items, take our reroll. Do I even need the fresh meat? We have 20% lifesteal, and we're gaining more from the Decomposing Flesh. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass on that. Roll here, and I'll buy this because that'll give me a level 4 Cursed Shuriken, so I'll take that. We'll lock this one. Actually, I'm just going to buy it, level up my existing Shurikens as well. We'll be able to find more as we go. Riposte I'm going to take just because we're desperate for melee damage. This is a really inefficient way to buy it, but every point of melee damage matters so much. And then I'm going to lock this Shuriken and buy the coffee here. This way we'll be able to curse another weapon slot as we gain it as soon as we level up. We've gotten some pretty good cursed items, so I'm pretty happy with my decision to buy curse. Or to kill curse aliens and pick up curse. I would love a gentle alien, or mouse would be even better, of course. Black flag would be the best, because that would give us more enemies, and also a lot more money, since we've ended up with quite a bit of curse. But one of the things that that's now limiting our the speed at which our character is getting stronger is just how many enemies are spawning, and the fact that we haven't found improved enemy spawns is keeping us a little weaker than we would be otherwise. Another black belt is amazing. We're losing a lot of luck here, but that's okay. More melee damage and everything is really important. We'll definitely take the cursed goldfish. This could give us potentially some very strong items. Okay, well, we got a cursed gobbler hat. Well, we're no longer going to have to worry at all about having low economy. Cursed gobbler hat is going to fix that immediately. I don't care about losing dodge. Our move speed's already really high because we found a cursed fin. So this is an ideal scenario for cursed gobbler hat as well. I'm going to buy the lucky charm here, and I guess I'll just keep upgrading my shurikens. I actually don't have a level 1 to combine with this cursed one. That's funny. And then we'll roll here. We'll lock another shuriken. Adrenaline, I have negative 10 dodge, so it's just never going to be good. So we won't worry about that. But more than doubling the amount of material we're dropping is pretty ridiculous. So that was one of the best cursed goldfish, or one of the best goldfish I've ever seen, because it gave me a really powerful cursed level 4 item. Often with goldfish, you'll re-roll and then just not buy anything from the next shop anyways, so it will have been completely wasted money. But in this case, it was unbelievably strong because of the item that we got. If we could get Sift's Relic or some more baby geckos, that would be really nice. Obviously, more crit chance, more damage. These are all things that we need, but I would say that we are doing incredibly well at this point. Peaceful Bee, I'm going to recycle. At this point, the harvesting isn't that important, and we still have negative dodge, so we don't need to boost that. We'll buy the shuriken, we'll buy the lemonade, we'll roll here. Another black belt, great. We have tons of lifesteal, so we can buy the bean teacher as well. You pretty much want to buy as much XP gain as you can find on the baby, because more weapon slots is how this character gets stronger. We'll buy the level 1 shuriken here to upgrade our cursed shuriken to level 2. We'll roll here. Very nice to get the baby gecko, metal plate. Injection I'll take as well. My max HP is actually okay, which on this character is unusual. And our percent damage definitely needs a boost, so we're happy with that. Here, I'm going to buy the shuriken, because we have a cursed level 2, and I want to get that to level 4 if we can. And then we'll roll. I'll lock this one, buy a scar, and lock another tentacle, and go to wave 15. Once again, just want to fill out my weapon slot. We always want to be buying weapons as soon as it's possible on this character, so you can keep finding more of them. I'm gonna let the gobbler eat some materials here. It's gonna die to the bouncing shots, most likely anyways, so I'm not that worried about it surviving and keeping all our money for itself. And when you let it eat materials and then kill it, it multiplies the value of those materials. So you saw there, we got a big burst of materials as soon as it died. Always love when enough stuff is happening in a wave, especially this happens in horde waves, that the game just turns off the sound. I also like how large those materials were. So we got 1,700 materials and left 400 on the ground that wave, gained 4 levels. Curse Corrupted Shard, great. And then obviously we get 4 weapon slots here. We will buy the Shuriken, buy the Tentacle, and reroll. Another Crystal is a really nice find also, so we're very happy about taking that. We'll take the Claw Tree as well. Something that's really funny about this, too, is that it shows sort by obtaining as the default. That's not what it's doing. It's sorting by rarity here. You can see, we want it to sort by obtaining. Ideally, from most recent to least recent should be the default, but they have set this up in an extremely unintuitive way. We'll pick up the Shurikens here. We'll take the Insanity and the Tree, and then we'll reroll. Buy another level 1 Shuriken. We can combine these later on, and then we'll roll again. Coil is a great find. Another Coil is amazing. These stack incredibly well with each other. When you already have one Coil, buying more becomes really efficient. We're also pretty happy to get the Frozen Heart here, mostly just for the 5% crit chance, but the extra damage scaling is okay. We're basically adding slightly less than 1 damage to each of our weapons, with the 10% elemental damage, but every little bit counts when you're using Shurikens. Take the weapon, we'll take the treasure map. Fresh meat, I still don't think we need. We have 25% lifesteal, so we're going to pass on that. I'll take Cauldron, though. Roll again. You can see we're starting to really have to spend on rerolls here. We can upgrade our weapon here, and then I guess I'm just buying this whole shop, get a free reroll, which is nice. Upgrade my weapon, and we definitely have the damage to get away with buying Celery Tea, so I will do that. Celery Tea and Peacock in the same wave is pretty dangerous, but honestly, I think we're strong enough, so we're just gonna go for it. We'll need to remember that enemies have double health and do extra damage, but we should get a ton of XP this wave. Double health cursed enemies, especially because there are Mantis Shrimp in this wave who also have a ton of damage reduction. Definitely can still be dangerous, but one thing that we really have going for us is that we have like 30 knockback on our Shurikens, so enemies just can't get to us except for the knockback immune enemies, like this Walrus. We're also, thanks to the bouncing shots, always going to kill the towers before the Stargazers, because we're basically just dividing our damage evenly between every enemy on the field. So the lower health enemies are going to die first. That means that we will always be facing buffed Stargazers, so we do need to be aware that we have that much health coming after us. We killed a bunch of Curse Aliens, though, and gained 4 more levels, so that's great. We're now level 22. Do I want the Sharp Bullet? I don't think so. We have an eye patch, and we crit on 80% of our attacks. So we've got 2 Pierce on all of our attacks, more or less anyways. Reducing our Pierce damage doesn't seem strong. Definitely taking a Shuriken upgrade, and we will take this Wisdom. Cursed Wisdom is also really good. I'll buy the turret just for a free reroll. It's effectively free, and in fact gives us money, because we're going to be spending so much on rerolls that reducing the price of all of those rerolls is huge. We'll take the Peacock. I think that's fine going into the Elite Wave, and I'll take the bait. We should kill the Lampreys immediately. Another eye patch. Here, this is mostly for the crit chance, but it's pretty nice to grab as well. I will lose 1 damage for the Peaceful Bee here, just for the curse, I think. No, I don't think that makes sense. Fuel Tank is kind of interesting, actually, as well, because we have Frozen Heart. This is basically damage neutral. We get 0.7 damage on all of our weapons from the 7 elemental damage. We lose 1 melee damage, but our weapons scale it at less than 100% melee damage, so we're sort of losing 1/3 or 1/2 of a damage on most of our weapons with the melee damage, but gaining 0.7, so it's damage positive, and we get 3 curse. So I guess I'll buy that, and I think I will take the Peaceful Bee just for the curse, because curse is so powerful. Here, I'll buy the Shuriken and Propeller Hat. Now, I can't buy the Weird Ghost. I would like to, but we have Bait and Peacock, so Weird Ghost, I think, is too dangerous, even with 30% lifesteal. We'll take the acid, though. That's a great find. And then, even though it cost me knockback. Blood donation I don't really need, and I don't want to lose my crystal bonus. Fruit basket is a good find, though, and then I'll do one more reroll here, and we'll buy another shuriken. Alright. So, obviously, we have bait, and we have an elite wave, so I'm going to back off from the elite. Make sure we're clearing out the lampreys, and then we can focus damage on the elite. That will also help us focus damage on the rest of the wave, because we're a shuriken build, so all our shots are bouncing off the elite to everything else, and just clearing it out immediately. And there we go. Even with Peacock, that was a fairly free wave. We didn't take any hits, so I could have bought the Weird Ghost, and I would have been fine. But I didn't want to put that much pressure on my movement at the beginning of that wave. But it is worth noting that that was, I guess, maybe overly cautious, and we could have gotten away with it. We're now level 24, so we're going to get stats from our levels from now on. And when you hit level 25, you get a guaranteed red stat upgrade, so that's great as well. Big arms, this is perfect. Knockback and melee damage, it's exactly what we need. I'll take a turret just for fun. Then we'll buy the weapon slot here. I think I'm going to take 15 luck. I could roll for other stats, but boosting our luck helps a lot. Do I want melee damage or max HP? My max HP is artificially high here because we have padding, so it's more like 60. I think I am just going to take 12 max HP. I think that keeps us alive more readily. I'll still buy metal here. It does, again, cost me some crit chance, but all of these stats are so good. And going up to 7 armor will prevent us from dying. I'll take the missile, and then we'll roll. Treasure map, still good at this point in the game, and we'll take a hedgehog as well. Roll again. We will buy another fruit basket and a helmet, and now we can buy the Weird Ghost, and we'll buy propeller hat and muscly dude, and we'll roll again. Another injection is fine. Shackles is kind of interesting. We don't care about the regen or engineering, but the range is actually surprisingly good, because the baby's weapons are really far spread apart, because you have 24 of them spread out all around your character. So sometimes you'll get in a situation where only half of your weapons are in reach of an enemy. Adding 80 range can offset that. And the 8 regen isn't terrible either. I don't really care about capping my move speed, so I think I will take the shackles here. We will, of course, buy another weapon, and then Corrupted Shard and Cursed Bait. Take a reroll, we'll lock this Shuriken. Celery Tea going into wave 19, we don't care about. Tardigrade. Actually, I am going to buy the Tardigrade because we have double crystal, so if we block, if I take a random hit, it costs me a ton of attack speed, so blocking the random hit is pretty good. And we have such a huge discount on our items that Tardigrade can be good anyways. Need to wait until we're actually attacking. So the Weird Ghost with Cursed Bait, of course, was a little more dangerous, but we didn't have an elite that wave. So I wasn't that worried about taking a hit there. The combo I was worried about last wave was if we had happened to get a bad elite, like an elite that with hard to dodge attack patterns and a bad spawn pattern for the lampreys. It might have been hard to avoid taking a hit at the beginning of last wave. But just the lampreys on their own, or just the elite on their own, we're going to be safe because we just have so many attacks, do so much damage, and have a lot of healing as well. Our lifesteal is actually worse than it could be, though, because we do too much damage, so enemies are dying before we can lifesteal off of them. We'll take the regen potion here, that makes us even safer, and then we get more stats. Let's roll a couple times. My move speed is capped. I guess I'll just take 10 luck, and then I could start building dodge, but it's a little late for that. Let's roll again. Oh, perfect. 4 armor is exactly what I was hoping for. We will take another shuriken. Now we've got 24 weapons. We have the tardigrade. We will upgrade our shurikens. I've only got the 1 level 1, so I can't combine those. I could build a bunch of dodge here. If I'd taken the 9 dodge, last level, we might actually have been able to get towards dodge cap, which would have been kind of fun. Take a tentacle. I'll take a scarf just for the melee damage. The regen is okay as well, though obviously the speed is wasted. Baby squid won't do anything for one wave, so we'll pass on that. Dangerous bunny, that should still pay for itself because we have so many rerolls here. Can upgrade our shuriken, buy some more luck. This level 1 shuriken we can't buy. Do I have a cursed one I can combine? I do. So I'll do that. And then we'll do another reroll. I'll buy a scar just for fun here. Just to maximize my XP gain completely. And then we'll take a leather vest as well. For 48, I'm not going to reroll. So you can see how ridiculously strong we are now that we've kind of snowballed ahead. The main thing with the baby is that you need to use your early discount and the number of weapons that you have to stay way, and the early harvesting that you start with, to stay way ahead of the waves. If you ever fall behind on this character, it's incredibly difficult to recover because you just don't have the damage to do so. And without the free stats from leveling up, it's really hard to build defensive stats. So if you ever fall behind, you can't catch up and you can't survive. But if you stay ahead, you can get really, really strong, of course, because you have 24 weapons. So you're going to have a much stronger late game than most other characters, since you have 4 times as many weapons as they do. Finding all of those coupons meant that we were able to buy a lot more items than you normally can as well, so that helped keep us ahead of the curve. I could take this for the 1 elemental damage, but a 1/10 of a damage on each of our weapons just isn't that exciting. Cog gives me 2% damage from the knockback, but cost me 4%, so we'll pass on that. Here I will reroll, I think. Actually, I'm just going to take the 45 range. It's an okay range upgrade, and that can help deal a little bit more damage more reliably to the bosses. Take the Cursed Black Belt, and I'm going to buy all these items, do a reroll here. I'll definitely take the Goldfish. We had really good luck with a Goldfish once, and yeah, we had good luck with a Goldfish again. This Octopus is a really nice find. Although, I guess it cost me crit chance, and we're not at 100% on most of our weapons, so maybe I won't buy the Octopus. I'll buy the Mirror just for fun, though, and then we'll reroll. The Octopus would probably be the right purchase to maximize your win rate, but our win rate on this run is already 100%, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to focus on getting more crit chance and more bouncy shots, just because that's more fun. Let's take the Gentle Alien, we'll roll here, we'll upgrade our Shuriken, roll again, we'll take another Blindfold. So we actually would have ended up with quite a lot of dodge if I had gone out of my way to build dodge. Combine and buy another Shuriken, roll again, combine some more and buy another Shuriken. Pearl is 6% damage right now, that's worth it, and then we'll roll one more time, and I guess we'll take the Butterfly because we won't be able to buy anything else anyways. So we've got 24 weapons, couple level 4 cursed weapons, amazing stats. Let's see if we can beat the bosses. Which I know is a real mystery that you're all wondering about. Something that you might not know also about bouncing shots is that the bosses don't bounce shots to each other. So it can be a little harder to kill them than you might expect with bouncing shots. Alright, so this was a great run. We were able to get 24, at least level 2 shurikens, so we found a lot of weapon levels, which was amazing. Obviously, Cursed Gobbler Hat is a ridiculous item and gave us a huge amount of additional economy. We're at 29, level 29 after all of our XP gain, despite needing more than twice as much XP as a normal character to level up. We saved 2,600 materials on the coupon, gained 570 from our bags. Actually kind of low for triple bag here. I would have expected more like 1,000. I guess we got a little unlucky on crate drops. We did buy fins and so on, so we were a little bit weaker in terms of our luck in the mid-game than you normally would be, so that's probably why the bags didn't perform that well. Cyberball did 8,000 damage again because our luck was really low. All these black belts and the coils together were really good, and I actually thought that the knockback strategy on this character worked amazingly well. It made our mid-game so much safer because we had a bunch of knockback. When you're making this many attacks, having knockback can be good, and we were able to build 30 plus knockback, so it actually was relevant. The crystals were great. Baby Squid gave us 20 regen, so that was obviously amazing. Tentacle only healed for 44, which is funny. We were just healing off of lifesteal and everything so much faster. This Cursed Eye Patch was also a ridiculously strong find that helped us stay alive and made the Horde waves much, much easier. 332 materials saved on the Dangerous Bunny, but it's probably more like 2,000 materials when you take into account the discounts that they give future rerolls, because the game doesn't count those. I wish it told us how many extra materials we got from the Gobbler's Hat, but obviously it's in the thousands. And only 2 items from Treasure Map. Yeah, we did not get a lot of crates this run. Celery Tea was pretty good. The Celery Tea Peacock Wave was pretty fun. Wisdom ended up being fine, of course, but we were killing everything too quickly for it to be really, really strong. 17 extra fruits from the fruit basket, and the mirror gave us double blindfold, so we ended up with 100% crit chance on all of our weapons. I guess not the level 2s, right? Yeah, only 99% on those. Alright, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed this run. This was obviously a ton of fun. I recommend this run if you're looking to have a lot of fun. Now, this was stronger than it's usually going to be. Usually it's going to be a more challenging run, but we got some pretty strong early items. Also, finding double fertilizer in the first couple shops is just incredible, and will make any run so much easier. But hope that you enjoyed this run. Definitely try it if you're looking to just have a good time. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.